Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you a new Swift framework that will help you to simplify unit testing on iOS. This framework is called Mockingbird. Mockingbird is easy to install, it is fast because it runs as part of our build process, it has a robust code generation, it can parse a wide range of syntax thanks to its embedded domain-specific language, and mocking, it can create mock objects that can be passed in place of the originals. Stubbing, you can define a custom value to return when a method is called. Verification, it lets you assert that a mock receives a particular invocation and argument matches. Benefits, Mockingbird saves us a lot of time that normally is spent on writing mocks and stubs. It eliminates handwritten mocks, and of course, you can write more tests. Use case. Well, imagine for this example, we have an application that is going to show videos from a videos repository, and the videos repository in turn can get videos from a remote data source like an API and from a local data source like a database. Well, the first step is to go to the official website where you can find more information about Mockingbird and some examples and all the remaining documentation. As you can see, and this is a public repository, you can find it on GitHub, and this is a project entirely made on Swift. Well, and the first step is to open Xcode and create a new project. Select application for iOS, click next, and I'm going to set the name demo for this project, and don't forget to include the test. And then click next and create a project. Once the project is created, the first step is to include the library. In order to do that, go to the project section, click on the package dependencies, and click on the plus button. And we need to copy and paste the Mockingbird GitHub URL. And right now, as you can see, the version is 0.20. By the time you watch this video, maybe the version will have changed. And please don't forget to select or to include the library only for the test target. That's it. Yes, well, as you can see, we already include the library, and well, it's time to create a project or the structure of the project. And let's create the data layer and the domain layer. Inside the data layer, we are going to have two folders, the models and the repositories, and inside the data layers, we are going to have the data sources. Okay, since the application is about videos, we need to create our video model, which actually it will be a structure. So let's create a structure video, and with two properties, a name and a URL. Okay, let's continue with the repository. Yeah, don't forget to build the app. And okay, so let's create a new file called videos repository. And yeah, inside this file, we're going to create a class called videos repository, and with two functions. The first function is to fetch the videos from remote, which is going to return an array of video, and the second function is we are going to get videos from local, and again we are going to return an array. Just for now, let's return empty arrays, and let's build the app. Okay, continue with the data sources. I'm going to create two files, and the first one is called videos remote data source, and the second one is called videos local data source. Once the file is created, go back to the videos remote data source, and inside this file I'm going to create a protocol. Don't forget that working with protocols and abstraction is important because we can create mock objects in a much easier way. Let's declare the functionality. We are going to fetch videos, and I'm going to create the implementation of the protocol. Yes, so yeah, let's include the function. And since we are not working with a real API, imagine that we are going to return two remote videos. Okay, let's create the first one and then the second one. And yeah, that's it. Let's do the same with the second file, the videos local data source. Let's create a protocol Let's declare the functionality. We are going to get videos from local and the implementation. And yeah, let's include the function. And since we are not working with a real database, imagine that we are going to return 2 local videos. But the second video is not going to have a URL. I will explain this later, but yeah, the logic of the videos repository is going to do something with this. Okay, now let's move all the data sources to the right side, and on the left side we have the videos repository. So you know that a videos repository depend on the 2 data sources. So I'm going to add the 2 dependencies. And yeah, since this is a class and we need to add the initializer. So right click on the name of the class and refactor and generate the initializer. I'm gonna move this under the dependencies. And yeah, that's it. So now it's time to work on the functions of the videos repository. First, I'm going to declare a variable called remote videos, and I'm going to use the remote data source, which is going to fetch the videos. So for demo purposes, the logic of this function is that I'm going to add a new extra video to the remote videos. And later we are going to see how we can test this. In order to do that, let's create a new array and yeah, return that new array. And I'm going to add the extra video first and by using the append useful function and the remote videos to the array. Okay, and now we need to change the declaration of the variable to var, and yeah, the build is succeed. So in order to clarify the functionality, we are going to add a comment. Let's do the same with the second function. In this case, and the logic for this function is that we are going to filter only videos that have a URL. So I'm going to use the filter function and I'm going to filter non-empty URL. So let's add a comment. This function is going to return a list of videos with a non-empty URL. Well, we are all set. We have finished the functions. So now it's time to work with the test class. Okay, well, the first step, let's run all the tests and verify that, yeah, the tests succeed. And now we are going to import Mockingbird. So as you can see in our videos repository, and depends on the data sources. So let's create mock objects from the data sources. Let's call the mock function, and we need to yes, copy and paste the protocol, and let's create another mock object for the local data source. And that's it. If we run the test, we're going to get some errors. Mock is unavailable. And this happened because we didn't set up our target with Mockingbird. We need to configure our test target. Just copy and go to the test target and the demo test and go to the build phases, and we are going to add a new run script. I'm gonna name it Mockingbird run script, and yes, so paste and the command line in the shell, and let's copy and paste the second command line. And as you can see in the command line, we need to replace our target and the main target, which is called demo, and our test target, which is called demo test, and remove the other libraries that we don't use it. And that's it. Now go back to the demo test. If we run the test again, you can see that the test passed successfully, and you can see that a new group and a new file is generated. This is the file that is going to contain all the mocks objects created by Mockingbird. If we run the test again, we can see that the file is empty. Actually, it doesn't contain any mock object. So let's uncomment the mock function, and let's run the test again. And as you can see now, and the file generated contains all the mocks created by Mockingbird. So now we can continue with the videos repository. Let's declare a new variable of the videos repository and initialize with the two dependencies. So now we can use our videos remote data source and videos local data source mock objects. And that's it. Run again the test. Okay, it is working fine. There's no issue. Okay, and now it's time to test the most important part of our application. We are going to test the two functions of the videos repository. Let's go to the test class, and I'm going to duplicate the test example function, and then I'm going to rename it. Add an underscores and paste the name of the first function, and the same with the second one. Add an underscore and paste the name of the second function. Every function should have a simple structure based on given, when, and then. That's why I'm using that. Let's call the given function of Mockingbird, and we can return our custom value once the videos remote data source called the fetch videos. I'm going to declare a new variable which will be an array of videos. I'm going to create two fake remote videos, and that's it. I'm going to return that value. And great, now we can say that when the videos repository called the fetch videos from remote, okay, I'm going to create a new variable because this is a function. Let's verify that the videos remote data source is invoked only once. Inside the function, we can see that that dependency is not called more than once, right? Let's make sure that this is called only once, and verified also that the local data source is not called inside our function. So let's make sure that this is never called. And we can assert that the size of the remote videos should be 3 actually. Even if we have a remote videos of an array of 2 videos, and remember that we are adding a new extra video in our logic, so the final size should be to 3. Let's do the same with the second function. Once the video's local data source is called, we can return our own custom value. So I'm going to create an array of 2 videos, and the second video is not going to have a URL. And why? Because the logic of our function should filter this video, right? So let's verify that it is working. When the videos repository calls the get videos from local, okay, let's create our variable to store our filter videos or filter local videos, and verify first that the video's local data source is invoked only once. And verify that the remote data source is never called inside our function. Let's assert that the size of the local or the filter videos should be 1 because we are filtering by non-empty URL. Even if we have 2 videos, the expected results should be 1, sorry. And that's all. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.